Well, here we go again. I think I'd have to say this is probably, out of all the reviews I've done so far, this is probably the worst film I have had to review at this point. Last Seen Alive. What's going on, ladies and gents in Cyberland? Coming back to you with another film review, and this time we're on to a film that was just god awful. It was just the cast was not the problem. That's the first thing I will say. The cast of characters was not the problem. The story was just bad, and there could have been so much more to it, and it just. Last Seen Alive. So I was watching this film, and it's pretty much with Gerard Butler, who's a fine actor, by the way. And he goes on some trip up to his wife's parents' home, and they're not really talking too much because they're going through a tough patch, or I would just say they're planning on getting a divorce because the wife's been cheating. And at some point, they stop at a gas station and she disappears. And for the rest of the film, Gerard Butler's trying to find her and find out what happened to her. And the cops think he had something to do with it because of their history and his history of his behavior for maybe violence to an extent. Nonetheless, the film is just a really bad film. God. And I'll say what made the film so bad. The action that it did have wasn't bad. It was just the mystery was so fucking lazy and lame. And it was just like, the film would have been better if you had. Okay, I'm just going to say it for those watching. He did find his wife, the end kind of thing. He found his wife and that was it. But the film could have been so much more if... But the film could have been so much more if it had been like a thing where the wife had set everything up, or she was trying to find a way to rip her husband off before she disappears and then set him up to go to jail for something he didn't do, or just something like that, like something you would not have saw coming. And that's what I was really hoping for when I watched the film. I was hoping there was going to be something like that. I was hoping it was going to be some surprise or something, and it wasn't. It was just straightforward, just bullshit. It wasn't anything I hadn't seen before. There was no surprise. There was maybe if the cops had been involved or anything, like it was just like these guys were setting this man up to take the fall for his wife. His wife was working, the guy she was cheating on him with, were planning to set him up to take the fall for something, and you know and then at the end he proves that she was setting him up, and she's found, and she goes to jail or something like that. Just something could have been better than he goes through all this really just mediocre backwoods shit looking for his chick, and he finds her and that's it. It was just a bad film. Nothing was memorable about it. I got through it once. It's not something I would ever watch again. It's not something I would recommend because Gerard Butler has done so many good films. It's not a film I would recommend that you watch. Maybe if you have nothing to do and you don't mind wasting your time. But this film was just... This film was just awful. It really was. And there's nothing else to say about it. So, you know, that's it. I will catch you guys on the next one. Take care.